Namaskar.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar. We'll start in 1 minute, sir. People are still joining.
Yes, please take your time.
Yes, sir. Okay. Then we'll start, sir. It's 8:30 almost.
Yeah.
So I would like to take a privilege from Gharote, sir, to introduce him. See, because there are some people, about them we can only tell that bas naam hi kafi hai. So Gharote sir is among them. And still, I would like to give formal introduction of Gharote sir. So sir is a PhD holder, and he has written and published more than 25 books, and they all are based upon the manuscripts, the ancient literatures and the scriptures, yoga related and the yogic knowledge related. So he has that authority to talk about and give us a proper direction about the traditional aspect and the traditional references of yogic practices and the yoga literature. And one thing which I really wanted to share with you people is that there are many yoga teachers like me who has started their yoga journey by holding Gharote sir's finger. So I'm very much fortunate that I got that chance to start my yoga journey in the guidance of Gharote sir. So thank you very much again, sir, for accepting our invitation in this Koham School of Yoga's Yogaarthi forum. So this is the forum where we have taken initiative to introduce people, those who have worked in the field of yoga, and to share their knowledge with all other yoga teachers, yoga sadhak, or some are just the people, they are trying to learn or understand what this yoga is. So thanks again very much, sir. And over to you, sir. Please start. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you see the slide and also hear me?
Yes, sir. We can see you and hear you.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Very good evening to everyone. Sushma madam told a lot of things about. I consider it just sheer affection, love and respect. Otherwise, no one is higher than the knowledge which spread out by our great masters, our sages, sadhus, maharshis and recluse. As time is very short and topic is very vast, today, Sushma madam told me to speak something about the traditional understanding of yogic discipline. When we see this topic, basically, there are two terms which are very important, and those are traditional understanding, and second is about yogic discipline. Unfortunately, today, people, they have yogic understanding about modern discipline, and somewhere I feel real understanding of yoga is lacking. So I really would like to convey very humble thanks to madam for giving me such a beautiful opportunity to speak something about this very important topic, and that is traditional understanding of yogic discipline. When we talk about this topic, as I told you, the time is very short, but still, I would like to give answers for some of the questions today. And those questions may be, what is the meaning of traditional yoga? What are the foundation and values of traditional yoga? And what is the message of traditional yoga in this modern era? So in nutshell, as time is only 1 hour, but still I'm sure we try to reach up to some conclusion today about that topic. So when we talk about ancient tradition of yoga, as we know, this yoga subject is very ancient and came to us from different traditions. But unfortunately, in some era or in some century, people were not associated with the traditions. And that's why, unfortunately, this traditional bonding was not there. And in modern era, the situation is very complicated, sorry to say, because most of the modern teachers are not part of this ancient traditions or ancient knowledge. And that's why they are deprived with the real knowledge of yoga or real knowledge of tradition. If you see minutely today, you find on the name of yoga, sorry to say again, people are teaching all the non-yogic practices. So here it is the need of the hour to understand the importance of tradition. So basically, there are three traditions available as far as yoga is concerned. So first tradition is called subtle tradition. Second is called oral tradition. And the third is called written tradition. There are three traditions available about yoga. So what is subtle tradition? Subtle tradition was very interesting. The guru, the master, used to transform the real wisdom of yoga to the disciple or the shishya only through remembrance, only through gazing, and only through touching. What a remarkable tradition was that subtle. Nowadays, still that tradition is there, but very few masters are there, those who are part of this. The second is called oral tradition. What is oral tradition? Oral tradition means the guru used to spread this knowledge to the shishya through oral, through speaking. And then the third tradition is called as written tradition. What is written tradition? When writing system was not prevalent prior to Vedas, still yoga was there, and all the great recluse and sadhus and maharshi, they kept this knowledge alive by remembering. But then when writing system came, all the great masters, they mentioned everything in the form of ancient manuscript. Now the problem is, ancient manuscripts are still there, but modern teachers are not capable to understand what is written in those ancient manuscripts. And that is the reason why modern teachers are not capable to understand exactly what is yoga, why is yoga, when to perform yoga, to whom should be performed yoga, to whom should guide yoga. It is just modern exercise system is superimposed on yogic practices, and that is the reason today it is a chaos situation. So at one side, modern teachers are not part of any tradition. At other side, they don't know the ancient manuscripts. And that's why it is very chaotic situation in the field of yoga. You will be surprised. There are thousands and millions of manuscripts are still there, but we don't know about that. These are all the ancient manuscripts. As we are on online mode, but still I will take this opportunity to share all the original manuscript by which we are capable to understand what is the message. Sorry to say, forget about the reading, but we don't even know how to hold the manuscripts. This is the reality of the real knowledge. So it is the need of the hour that we should understand traditional understanding of yoga. Once again, thanks to Madam for arranging this lecture. So here, when you see all the manuscripts, you find number of paths of yoga. Maybe Tantra, Raja, Hatha, Laya, Nada, Amanaska, Mantra, all the paths, different paths you can find. But the purpose is only one. And we all know what Patanjali says, tadaha drashtuhu swarupe vasthanam. To understand your true nature. Unfortunately, we don't know our nature. Unfortunately, we don't know our spirituality. Unfortunately, we don't know our divinity. It is a big ignorance we have. And due to ignorance, all the useless types of yoga you find nowadays in the world. But it is not our topic. Our topic is just to discuss about traditional yoga. So, when we talk about traditional yoga, we have to understand some guiding material, guiding source from ancient tradition about yoga. And the basic text is called Patanjali Yoga Sutra. You all know about this. And what Patanjali Yoga Sutra is talking about, meaning of yoga, and they say yoga means perfect integration between all the 5 aspects of personality. Now, when we talk about personality, we have to understand what are the aspects of personality. And we all know that there are 5 aspects of personality. They are physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual. If the definition of yoga is to achieve perfect integration between all the 5 aspects of personality, then we have to understand more about 5 aspects of personality. So which are those 5 aspects of personality? They are physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual. Today, unfortunately, modern teachers are not capable to understand this integration between all the 5 aspects. They consider only physical aspect is important because this aspect is gross aspect, and all 4 aspects are subtle aspects like mental, emotional, social, and spiritual. That's why they don't know the Sukshma Sharira or the subtle aspects of our personality. And that's why yoga they consider only and only physical. We don't want only physical fitness, but we want physical fitness, but we also need mental stability. We need emotional balance. We need social maturity, and we also need spiritual upliftment. If all the 5 aspects are important, then it is the need of the hour that we should understand what is physical personality, what is mental, what is emotional, what is social, and what is spiritual. So let us try to understand within one sentence what is physical health or personality, what is mental, what is emotional, social, and spiritual. Physical health means what? It is just efficient functioning of all the organs and the systems. Whatever gross systems are there, they should work properly. This is called physical health. But what is mental? Mental health means control over the thoughts. Now, we know maybe person is physically fit, but can you say his thoughts are very uplifting? Can you say his thoughts are very spiritual? No, because most of the time we find person is physically fit, but not the mentally. Then most of the time emotional health means what? Freedom from emotional disturbances. Now, you find most of the people in this world, they are physically fit. But if something is happened, small thing is going on in his life, they are totally collapsed. And we have seen this, unfortunately, in the period of Corona. I personally found, we have also seen on the news channels that people, they were going in the gym for 5 hours, 6 hours. Unfortunately, they committed the suicide. What was the reason behind that? And the reason was they were not emotionally healthy. What is social health? Social health means how you cope up with the social arena. And what is spiritual health? Spiritual health, nothing to do with any religious things. Religion is different. Spirituality is different. So spiritual health means what? Inner peace, happiness. So You find some people in this world, they are physically fit, but not mentally. Some are mentally fit, but not physically. Some are physically fit, but they don't know how to behave in society. So what is the purpose of yoga? What is the purpose of traditional yoga? And purpose is the same, to achieve integration between all the 5 aspects of personality. So here, if you understand this diagram, you will understand what is yoga. When we talk about integration, basically there are 3 fundamental principles you have to understand about integration. Which are those fundamental principles? The first is part and whole relationship. Second is relation between different parts. And third is equality of all the parts. If you understand this, you will understand yoga is for what. If you don't understand this, you will perform whole life yoga as a physical acrobatics and you won't find anything. So remember, there are 3 fundamental principles. What is part and whole relationship? It means that physical personality is related to your whole personality. Mental is also related to whole. Emotional is also related to whole. Social is also related to whole. And spiritual is also related to the whole personality. What is the second? Relationship between different parts. Means physical is related to mental. Mental is related to emotional. Emotional is related to social. Social is related to spiritual. And all the aspects are interrelated. What is the third? Equality of all the parts. Here is the problem of modern teachers. They don't know that mental, emotional, social, and spiritual are subtle aspects. That's why they are not capable to understand those 4 personalities are also equally important. They just give yoga only for physical body, and that is the reason, unfortunately, people consider yoga is just physical. So physical is important, but equally mental is important, equally emotional is important, social is important, and spiritual is important. If you understand this within 15 minutes or 17 minutes, why we are not capable to integrate our personality whole life? What is the problem then? We have to understand the problem. Who is responsible for disturbing our integration of personality? We have to find. And yoga says there is one enemy inside us, and that is our mind. If mind is disturbed, if mind is unstable, it affects at our physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual personalities. So here, role of mind is very important. If mental state is disturbed, our emotional state is also disturbed. So rather to think about 5 aspects, it is better to think about mental state. And that's why what is life? Life is nothing but mind game. You have to decide today, you are slave of your mind or you are boss of your mind. You have to decide today, mind is making you to dance or you are capable to make mind to dance. This is the need of the hour. And then why yoga? Yoga is telling how to stabilize the mind and then to achieve integration between all the 5 aspects of personality. So those who still think that yoga is for reduction of 2 kg weight, yoga is for flexibility, yoga is physical acrobatic, yoga is digest your pizza and burgers, very humbly I would like to tell that is just physical part, but more is mental, emotional, social, and spiritual parts. That's why yoga is not physical, yoga is psychophysical in nature, that we have to understand. And When I was working on number of texts, ancient manuscript, number of texts, they're talking about same thing. How to achieve this integration? The time is not, I'm not having much time to speak about all the texts, but just I'm talking about like Amanaska Yoga, Siddha Siddhanta, Hatha Pradipika, Dattatreya Yoga Shastra. This Hatha Tattva Kaumudi is remarkable text. It is like an encyclopedia of Hatha Yoga. More than 56 chapters are there. I will speak in later on little bit about this text. But all the ancient texts, they are talking about same thing. If you want to achieve integration in your life, you have to understand all the 5 aspects. But now the question is, who is disturbing our integration? And we have to find the answer. Number of things are there in this materialistic world which are affecting problems at our mental and emotional level. For example, frustration, phobias, depression, conflict. Number of viruses will come. It is not possible to run behind all the viruses. It is not even possible to sit down in your house and lock your house. You have to find some solution. If the role of mind is so important, today we have to discuss about this concept of mind. So you just try to understand where is the problem in our life and why all the great masters, they invented yoga. Just give me 5 minutes and I like that you should concentrate on this and you will understand where is the problem. There are 5 aspects of personalities. We have seen physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual. Now, what exactly going on in our life? We are part of this society. We are part of this society. And society has only one assignment to do. And that assignment is called FFM. You will be surprised to see what is this FFM. It is called Fault Finding Mission. Society has only one work, always to search your problems and hammer you. And society always hammering at your emotional level. Then what happens? Up to certain level, we are capable to protect ourselves. But then what happens? After some time, our capacity of emotional level is totally full and we don't know what is to be done because no one has taught us how to release the pressure at emotional level. We have learned everything in the school and colleges and professional courses, but no one is there to teach what is the problem and how to release this emotional pressure. But this body is beautiful machine. What happens inside? When emotional level is full with the hammerings, automatically the problems are shifted from emotional level to lower level, that is mental level. And for some time we feel really relaxed. But society is working very hard, always hammering us. And then what happens? Emotional level is already full and now mental level is already full. We don't know what is to be done. But again, this body is beautiful machine. And what happens? The problem which was at emotional level shifted to mental. And now the problem which are at mental level shifted to physical. But here it's a twist in the story. The problems from emotional level to shifted to the mental level. But from mental to physical, problems are not shifted. Only the symptoms of the problems are shifted. Now, only symptoms are there at physical level. But where is the problem? Problem is still at mental level. Problem is at emotional level. I would like to ask a very simple question. You need not to have medical degree. A simple question I would like to ask, if problem is at mental level, if problem is at emotional level, where you should give the treatment? And answer is very simple. If problem is at mental, treatment should be given at mental level. If problem is at emotional, the treatment should be given at emotional. How to give treatment to mental and emotional level? Is there any subject you perform through body, but you get effect at mind level? If there is any subject you perform through body and you get results at emotional level, and answer is yes. All the yogic practices you can perform through body, they will get effect at mental and emotional level. So you perform asana through body, pranayam through body, bandha mudra, shuddhi kriya, whatever you perform through body, you get effect at mental and emotional level. So from below, through body, you can train your mind and emotions. But if you perform some of the spiritual practices, such as yama, niyama, dharana, dhyana, chanting of mantras, om, then automatically your higher spiritual personality is powerful. And then whatever problems you get from social arena, it is possible to dilute all the problems. So in that sense, emotional and mental level is very sound. Remember one thing. You forget whole lecture, it doesn't matter. Remember only one thing. Remember, problem is not in the problem, but the problem is we don't know the solution for the problems. As and when we get solution for the problems, problems turns to an opportunity. There are two types of people in this world. Some people always find problems from the solution, and some people are there, they always find solutions from the problems. Those who are capable to find solution from the problems, their emotional and mental level is very strong. So those who are capable to understand this whole philosophy in this materialistic world also, they are considered as sadhus. But those who are not capable, they don't know what is to be done. So here, the mechanism of the disease you have to understand. All our activities are mental activities. Because in every activity, mind is always involved. Therefore, the process of getting sick and cure are essentially mental processes. If all the processes are mental, what you are doing with body alone? You should give treatment to body as well as mind as well. Thus, all the disorders are psychosomatic in nature, meaning that they involve interaction between mind and the body in their origin, development, and cure. That's why yoga is the only subject on this earth you perform through body, but you get results at mind level or emotional level. That is the philosophy, traditional understanding of yoga. Someone should teach to the modern teachers that yoga is not for physical acrobatics, it is for mind, and mind. So here, I am not telling this. Only one reference, thousands reference it is possible to produce. But what Patanjali says, we all know. What is the definition of yoga? Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Means what? Complete cessation of modification of thoughts. Means what? More thoughts, more problems. Less thoughts, less problems. It is a simple equation. If more thoughts are there, more disturbance at chitta level or mind level. Less thoughts are there are less disturbances at mind level. If less disturbances are there, automatically it is easy to reach up to the ultimate aim. And what is that ultimate aim? You say samadhi, you say kaivalya, you say manomani, you say unmani, you say amanaska, you say jiva shivachi bheta, you say whatever you want. But this is the ultimate state. Patanjali also explained, tadaha drashtuhu swarupe vasthanam, to witness your true swarupa. If this is the case, then we have to understand exactly what is the problem at chitta level. Where is the problem? Because we don't know what exactly problem is going on at chitta level. So there are 5 stages of chitta they are working. They are called kshipta, moodha, vikshipta, ekagra, and niruddha. Where is the problem? I am telling you. What we have learned? More vrittis or thoughts, more problems. Less vrittis, less problem. So we have to understand how to minimize the vrittis. So there are 5 stages. Your chitta is working at 5 levels. Let us try to understand how chitta is working. If you understand here, this circle is like your mind and all arrows are like a thought. Can you say this person is totally stable? Definitely not, because that person is not capable to understand what is to be done. At one side, he want to attend today's seminar. At other side, he wanted to see the TV. At third side, he wanted to go in the market and to purchase some food for tomorrow's breakfast. Number of thoughts are there and he's not capable to understand. And that's why chaos is there. The second stage of your mind is what? It is called moodha. Comparatively, kshipta, moodha is better because less thoughts are there and they are organized. But what is the definition of yoga? Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Complete cessation of modification of thoughts. Maybe moodha is better than kshipta, but it is not ultimate. Then vikshipta. Comparatively, kshipta and moodha, vikshipta is okay. But again, what is the definition of yoga? It is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Means it is complete cessation. So vikshipta is not also ultimate. Then the fourth stage, it is working, ekagra. What is ekagra? It is one-pointedness. Comparatively, kshipta, moodha, vikshipta, ekagra is good. But again, ekagra is not the ultimate. Because we know from one thought, second is coming from second, third is fourth, 10, 20, 50, 100, 1,000 thoughts. So from ekagra also, again we go to kshipta. So that's why Patanjali says, maybe ekagra is good, but not the ultimate. And finally, the stage which is called niruddha, comparatively we can say, this is the stage of the chitta, which is cessation of modification of thoughts. So what is the journey? Why yoga? Yoga is to start your journey from kshipta and reach up to the niruddha. All the practices in yoga, maybe it is yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, bandha mudra, shuddhi kriya, dharana, dhyana, all types of yogas, maybe bhakti, karma, jnana, whatever you are doing on the name of yoga, the purpose is only one, and that is from kshipta, you have to go up to the niruddha. Where is the question of 2 kg weight? I don't know. Where is the question of digestion? I don't know. Where is the question of flexibility? I don't know. Why people are teaching a lot of useless things? I don't know. When material is there, clear understanding is there. So it is the need of the hour. We have to understand this. Yoga is for minimizing the vrittis and maximizing the stability of the mind and to reach up to the realization. I am not telling this. All the texts are telling. They are, for example, amanaska yoga. What the text is telling? Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. Mind is responsible for your bondage and same mind is responsible for your liberation. You have to decide how to use the mind. If you are happy with the slaveness of your mind, all the best. But if you want to achieve control over the mind, then you have to perform Herculean efforts by which you are capable to understand. So here, I am not telling, all the texts are telling, Bandhuratma namastasya enatme vatmanah jita anatmanastu shatrutve varte tatme va shatruvat. The key sutra from the Bhagavad Gita. What Bhagavad Gita says? For the one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his very mind will be his greatest enemy. Today you have to think how to stabilize this mind. But the problem is, we don't know this philosophy of traditional yoga. Yoga is for the mind. We don't know because we don't know the fundamental principles of traditional yoga. Time is short, but I would like to touch only what I would like to speak about, only asana. People consider this asana is very famous. for the people. They like to perform asana, but they don't know the fundamental principle of asana even. Forget about fundamental principles of pranayama and bandha mudra and shuddhi kriya and dharana and dhyana. Just one example I would like to tell you. Fundamental principles of asana, then you will understand what I really would like to tell you. For example, every lock has its own key. For example, if I give one lock to Sushma madam, and I will tell madam, please open, and I give hundreds of keys to her. And she will say, but sir, it is not possible to open the lock. Please give me the key. And I say, but madam, I have given 100 keys to you. Madam will say, sir, you are fool. You don't know that every key is special for every lock. Then fine. It means that if you want to open any lock, you need specific key. Forget about this example. One more example I would like to give you. We all are using the mobile. Now, everyone is interested to put the lock. And the password is there. You know number of numbers because you learned in the school. But one number is missing in the password. It is not possible to open the lock. So everything has some fundamental principle. Everything has its own science. Password is the science of mobile, and every specific key is the science of lock. So every subject has its science, and every subject has its own arts. I will explain more, and then I will tell you why I'm telling this. For example, mathematics is a subject. Mathematics subject also has science and also has arts. So for example, if I say 1 plus 1 is equal to 3, 2 plus 4 is equal to 1. If I say 2 plus 2 is equal to 5, then what will happen? Geeta madam, tell me, you go again and sit in the class, in class first, because 2 plus 2 is not 5, it is 4. Sushma madam, what is 2 plus 2 in America? What is 2 plus 2 in Japan? And what is 2 plus 2 in India? This is the science of mathematics. You cannot change science of any subject, but you can change the arts of any subject. For example, if I ask to Sushma madam 2 plus 2, and if her mic is not working, she will say this. But she cannot change the answer. She cannot say like this, because you can change the arts. You can write 4 answers with blue pen, red pen on the wall, on the notebook, on your forehead, anywhere you can write, but you cannot change the answer. So answer is the science, but you can use the techniques. Why I am telling this? What is the science of yoga now? What is the science of asana now? And traditional yoga says there are 3 sciences. One is called sthira sukham asanam. Means stability and comfort is the fundamental principle of science. Then people say, I am doing running. It is called running yoga. Then it is wrong, because it is not matching the science of sthira. Then people try to force the body, but it is not sukha for them due to rigidity. And then it is called sthira dukkham asanam. Second is prayatna shaithilya. It is effortlessness, but we are putting the efforts. And the third is tato dvandvana bhighataha. To remove the conflict. Asana is to remove the conflict. Asana is not any kind of competition. It is to remove the conflict. Now here is the problem. Most of the people, they don't know that what is exercise. Now exercise has 2 aspects. People, they don't know. There are 2 types of exercises. One is called static exercise. Another is called dynamic exercise. What is static exercise? When there is no repetition in the action and you are maintaining the final position, that is called static. And what is dynamic? When repetitions are there, but you are not maintaining the final position, that is called dynamic. So remember, in asana, there is very little or no movement. That's why asanas are called static. But other practices are called dynamic because the repetitive movements are there. In asana, you consume minimum energy. You are not telling after practicing shavasana, I am totally tired. You are not telling like that. But after exercise, you say I am tired because you consume more energy. Asanas brings optimum tone of the muscle. You have to understand this. Most of the people, they don't know. When you stretch the muscle statically, the muscle is relaxed. And when muscle is relaxed, automatically the pressure which was at or which is at mind level is totally relaxed and you get tranquilizing effect at the mind. That's why asanas are not physical, they are psychophysical. But if you perform exercise, you try to develop the strength of the muscle. But if you say from tomorrow I'm performing bhujangasana and my biceps and I'm not getting strength, this is not the purpose of bhujangasana. Try to understand. If you perform asana, asana do not increase the muscle mass, means size of the muscle, but it develops muscle tone. If you want to develop the muscle mass, for example, if you want to develop the biceps, go directly in the gym and perform dumbbells. But don't tell it is dumbbells yoga, because the psychology of yoga is different and psychology of dynamic practices are different. The physiology of asana is different and physiology of dynamic practice is different. That's why philosophy of asana is different and philosophy of dynamic practices are totally different. But people are not capable to understand. Unfortunately, modern people consider exercise is exercise and they try to superimpose all the dynamic practices on the name of asana. So remember, if you want to attain physical fitness, go directly for dynamic practices. But if you want to reduce the disturbance of the mind, then you have to go for asana. That is the fundamental principle. When I was working on this book, Encyclopedia of Traditional Asanas, I found number of manuscripts, maybe more than 200 manuscripts. It was possible to publish this extraordinary books. Number of references are there. There are about 1,100 asanas are mentioned there with authentic sources. And that's why today we are capable to understand what is asana. It is nothing to do with acrobatics. Try to understand. Asana is very big and fundamental subject. That fundamental knowledge we should understand about pranayam as well, about bandha mudra as well, about shuddhi kriya as well, about dhyana dharana as well. So here, what is the topic? If we go for therapy, you will be surprised. Another book I found, therapeutical references in traditional yoga texts. Number of manuscripts they are talking about therapy. Because how asana is useful for the therapy, how pranayam is useful for the therapy, number of manuscripts it was possible to collect. And then it was possible to publish this book. Not possible to speak much about each and every publication because time is little short and I want to just highlight the things. You can visit the website and you can find that. So all the practices, maybe it is yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, all the practices are designed for what? Not for reduction of 2 kg weight. It is for stability of the mind. It is for mano nigraha, they say, stability of the mind. Number of reference it is possible for me to produce. For example, say Hatha Pradipika. They say end to mental health. Then dharanaya manodhairyam dhyanat aishwarya adbhutam samadhina bhaven mokshas takva karma shubha shubham. Again, dharana is for what? Mental stability. All the texts, number of texts they are talking about. For example, why to perform asana? Yogananda Rasayanam, another ancient text. They say asana is for mana kalmashahari, manaha rogahari. They are not talking about reduction of the weight. They are talking about remove mental sins and psychological disorders to remove. For example, Matsyendra Samvita. What Matsyendra Samvita is talking about? Manasthira karanam, to stability the mind. For example, Yogasanam, Yoga Pradipika, number of texts are there. What they are talking about? Manaha Shuddhi, purification of the mind, and to remove all the mental ills. So first we have to understand that traditional yoga is only and only talking about the role of mind. So if we perform some of the practices, if you don't know what is to be performed every day, I would like to suggest you a small routine. In your day-to-day practice, at least you can perform 4 different asanas, because you know all the asanas designed in such a way that you give exercise to your spine. So basically, in your performance, if you perform 4 different asanas, for example, one asana with forward bending, one is with backward bending, one is with lateral or side bending, and one is with twisting, then it is great help for you, keeping the spines flexible and strong. You know why spine is important. From physical point of view, it is important. But for spiritual point of view, it is more important. I don't know, have you heard about this? But maybe we can discuss some other day about this. But the spine is important for very higher practices, which is called awakening of the Kundalini. Kundalini Prabodha. Because there is one female serpent power inside us. And when Kundalini is awakened, she starts our journey from different chakras, which are called Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddha, and Sahasrara, but that is not our topic. And when this Kundalini is reaching up to this crown position, that is called real copulation between Shakti and Shiva. This is the aim of Hatha Yoga. I don't know from where people found that Hatha Yoga is 2 kg weight and Hatha Yoga is to digest your burger and pizzas. I don't know, but that is not our topic. So Hatha is very important topic, and when you perform 4 practices, it is helpful, beneficial for your upliftment. Then maybe in your practice, you can keep one topsy-turvy pose, maybe Shirshasana, maybe Viparita Karani, maybe Sarvangasana. But those who are suffering with maybe some diseases, for example, high blood pressure or heart problems, it is better for them to consult the doctors or their teachers. Why it is important? To change the polarities. It is very important. You can keep one asana in your practices. In between, always it is important to perform relaxative posture. Remember, only to perform asana is not sufficient. Between 2 asanas, to get proper result at your mind level, Shavasana or Makarasana or relaxative asanas are very, very important. Why those asanas are very important? For removing the psychophysical tension at mind level. Again, role of asana is for the mind. Whatever I'm telling, it is not from me. If you ask, I will give all the references to you. I'm ready to provide. Then you can perform, you can keep one Shuddhi Kriya, maybe Kapala Bhati. Remember, it is a Shuddhi Kriya. It is not the pranayam. Number of people, they don't know. I would like to give one, like a reference to you from Hatha Pradipika. Thousands of references are there. But Kapala Bhati Shuddhi Kriya, they say, Dhautir Basti Tatha Neti, Tratakam Naulikanch Tataha, Kapala Bhati Shaitani, Shat Karmani Prashakshate. This is the reference of Kapala Bhati and Hatha Pradipika. Number of texts they are also talking. So one Kapala Bhati you can keep, Uddiyana Bandha if it is possible, or any of the bandhas. for proper circulation of the blood. It is very important. Again, you have to learn from proper teacher or proper teaching. And you can keep one of the pranayam in your daily program. Pranayam is also very important to control over autonomic nervous system. The problem is our nervous system. What exactly going on? Mind is running external. All the sense organs are running extrovert. They collect all the useless kachra, the garbage from external world, and they dump in the mind and they play start. Then mind gives rise to the thoughts, then feelings, then ideas. And if all the emotions are negative, maybe the atmosphere at the out is very nice, still you start feeling you are at negative mode. So if your internal atmosphere is positive, and if you know how to control over nervous system, you are the master of the situation. Then you are not the slave of the situation. So that's why keep one pranayam. Again, you have to learn the pranayam properly from your teacher. And finally, you can go for meditation. If you know some of the mantras, you can go for mantra meditation. Or if you don't know, just breath meditation. But remember, meditation is nothing to do with just physical sitting. Because most of the people, they say, oh, I did meditation for 2 hours. The great master, they say in Marathi, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, they say, Devachiya dwari ubha kshana bhari, tene muktichari sadhiyela. He's talking about to stay for 1 kshan, fraction of second. And people say I'm doing for 2 hours. I don't know who is right. But definitely Jnaneshwar Mauli is right, because people are not capable to understand that dhyana. In fact, we are not doing dhyana, we are doing dharana. That may be another topic to be discussed, because we have to understand what is dharana. Dharana, they say dharana sucha yogyata manasaha, to prepare your mind, that is dharana. And when we sit, we try to prepare the mind. That's why we are not doing dhyana, the meditation. We are doing the dharana, because meditation is the result of your dharana. So this is the program you can perform in your life. So remember, when we talk about traditional yoga practices, all the practices are working complementary with each other. Because most of the people, they consider only Kapalabhati is yoga, only Dhyana is yoga, only 2 asanas, it is yoga. Sometimes only perform single pranayam, which they don't know, that is yoga. So all the practices are working complementary to each other. And that is the reason why all the text, they mentioned all the different practices. So this is the whole philosophy. I have some 2 minutes time. I would like to take opportunity. So this is the mission started by, and number of publications are possible to publish due to blessings. And then people started telling, just start conducting seminars. So due to the blessings, started several, since 2 years, started publishing the seminars. And this is the 6th seminar online, which I am going to deliver in Marathi. And from 3rd August to 10th October for 30 days and 45 lectures. And the text is Hatha Tattva Kaumudi. The remarkable text is there. You can contact on this email or my mobile number for any query. But this text is remarkable about Hatha Yoga. What a great text he has written. The author is Sundara Deva. And you won't believe, he considered 51 different Hatha Yogic texts, and he compiled in one text. That's why all the different concepts are merging in this Hatha Tattva Kaumudi text. 56 chapters are there. And he mentioned about all the great masters such as Shiva Adinatha, Dattatreya, Gorakshanatha, Vagbhata, number of Vashishta, number of masters he mentioned. If it is possible, you are free to join. If not possible, also connect with this mission of revival of traditional yoga. Because remember, modern distorted styles of yoga means several problems in your life, because they don't know fundamental principles of yoga. But the traditional yoga means all these solutions. You have to decide today, you want to invite problems in your life or you want solutions in your life. Because I feel nowadays dilution of yoga is going on, sorry to say. When great masters, they invented yoga, the purpose of yoga was to get the knowledge about our own Swarupa. That's why they started telling yoga was Swaswarupa Yoga. Then there was a change in the pattern of yoga. People started using yoga to understand spiritual truth. And that's why they name yoga as Adhyatmika Yoga. Then people started understanding yoga more at intellectual level, and they gave name as Buddhi Yoga. Then as they went away from their own consciousness, they start inviting number of problems and they use yoga for therapy, and they started telling Chikitsa Yoga. Then people started using yoga as exercise. They start using yoga as Vyayam Yoga. Then again, people started using yoga as Krida, sports yoga. Then the name is Krida Yoga. And today, people started using yoga for competition. They use as Spardha Yoga. I really don't know. You, all the tapasvis are there from the field of yoga. I would like to put this question in front of you. You have to decide whether really it is a development of yoga or it is a downfall of yoga. If you feel it is a downfall of yoga, it is our sincere need to preserve our ancient wisdom, which spread out by our all the great recluse and sadhus in this modern era. Time is always short, but still, this is the vast spectrum of the concept of traditional understanding of yogic discipline. I really would like to convey very humble thanks to Madam Sushma for giving me this great opportunity to share some of the thoughts with all of you. I hope you understood the topic in spite of little time. But still, if there is any question, feel free to ask anytime. I have given my email, I have given my mobile, so feel free to contact us. So with these words, Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi.
Thank you so much, sir. Can we give 5 minutes or 7 to 8 minutes for student participants to ask if they have any doubts, sir? Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Those who have any questions to ask, please raise your hands. I will unmute you.
If there are no questions, there are only two opportunities. Once you understood everything, that's why no question. You understood nothing, that's why no question.
That's why no question. Right. So I think you have understood everything. So on that note, I would like to conclude just by saying one thought that sir has given us a key for the lock. We need to preserve that, but while preserving that, the lock and the key should not get rusted. That's why we need to keep oiling that lock and key with the help of these traditional scriptures, understanding them, learning them, and try to use them or practically apply them in our day-to-day life. That is the take home from this session. That's what I think. But I'm very small in front of sir to give such type of end note on this session. But thank you, sir, very much, sir. Thanks again. Once again, thank you. And we are looking forward to have such type of sessions again and again, that we have only done asana part today, but remaining like pranayam and even yamaniyam, basically, how they are helpful for mental health and how to apply them practically. So that we would like to learn from you. Thank you very much once again, sir. Thank you.
If you permit me, I would like to finish the session with chanting of one mantra, if you permit me. Thanks to all of you, my dear participants. Hope to meet you again. Please continue the torch of traditional, authentic yoga. You people are torch bearer. Just to finish the session, I request everyone, close your eyes. Just observe your breathing, or just observe, witness your inside consciousness. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly open your eyes. And thank you very much. I offer my salutations to all of you, the divinity which is present inside you. Take care, stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you.
May I leave the session, madam?
Yes, sir. Please, please. Thank you, sir. Thanks for attending the session. I hope you all have got something for take home, and we will continue our next session in the next month likewise. Okay. Thank you so much. Good night. Have a nice day.